Monday, September 11th, 2023, and it's time for a reality check. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lizabeth, and I am living in the light by documenting my 153-pound weight loss. And I'm using Optavia's 5-in-1 program to accomplish that purpose. But I'd just like to come on each week and share with you, viewers, my reality check, letting you know how I did as far as weight loss in inches go, as I'm seeking to accomplish that purpose. Before I share with you how I did this week, if you could just scroll down just a little bit, give this video a thumbs up. It really does support me. It supports my channel. It encourages me to know that there are people who have watched the video, who are liking what I'm doing, who are just using that little thumbs up as a way to say, good job, Lizabeth. You had a great week this week, or I'm supporting you because you didn't have such a great week this week, as the case may be sometimes, and it just really does help me. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you'd like to see more healthy lifestyle videos, I do lots of recipes. Some of them are specifically related to the Optavia fuelings, but most of the things that I do are great recipes that are just healthy meal recipes that anybody could do, whether they're trying to lose weight, they just want to be healthy. There's nothing magical about the ingredients. They're just good, healthy recipes. If you've been following along my journey, then you know that last week I said I have 3 weeks left to go on this program as far as the weight loss goes. I gave myself that deadline. I just needed to have that mental break to know that there really was a finish line, and the number on the scale wasn't really going to matter. I will be very close to the 153 pounds. I will have lost at least 150. I know that for sure. And well, at least I hope I will have. I will be very close to that. And so I just gave myself that deadline. I needed to just be able to transition and start working in other foods back into my diet. It's been 64 weeks. It's been a long process, and has been so worth it along the way, but I did give myself that deadline. So I have 2 more weeks now left on this program. It's really exciting to be planning, thinking ahead. I am a planner. For those of you who don't know or haven't seen my Facebook posts, I plan everything. I make lists. I'm a list maker and a planner. I'm a teacher, and I'm a theater director, stage manager. So those things are really ingrained in me to plan. And so I've been planning ahead for the whole transition process. But in the meantime, I still am sticking to the 5-in-1 program. If you have not been following my program, just to clarify, I eat 5 fuelings that come from Optavia in a monthly Optavia box. My last box arrives today. I'm really excited about that. And then I eat 1 lean and green meal. So I'm eating about 1,000 calories a day. It's actually a little less than 1,000 calories a day. And I've been doing it for over a year, and I am very healthy. Aside from still being overweight, I don't have blood pressure problems. I'm not diabetic or even pre-diabetic. I don't have any health issues whatsoever. I don't have knee problems, hip problems, back problems, shoulder problems, none of those types of health issues that a lot of people who are overweight do tend to have. So I'm a fairly healthy person, and I have continued to be healthy and get healthier as I have lost weight despite the calorie deficit. But I am looking forward to gradually increasing those calories, and then gradually increasing my movement, and hopefully building some muscle to take care of some of the issues that come along with losing a large amount of weight. But more about that in just a minute. I have been very strict on this program. I don't do what some people call fueling hacks, where they're adding things to their fuelings, pulling from their lean and green meals, the greens, the proteins, the condiments that you're allowed to have, and including those with some of their fuelings instead. I don't do that. I've chosen to make my fuelings only with water and strictly follow that program and only eat my condiments and healthy fats with my lean and green meals. So I've been very strict on that. I do drink a gallon of water a day. That's 128 ounces, and that's what I do every day, drink that much water. And I think those things have really contributed to my weight loss. I weigh my proteins, I weigh my green vegetables, I measure my condiments. I make sure that I use the healthy fats if my lean calls for it. So I have been very, very strict on this program. And I do think that following the program exactly the way it's written, it's designed to work that way, right? So when you start messing with things, it's possible that it's not going to work as well for you because you're really not following the program that they've written. You're kind of adapting it to yourself. Some people call that ishing the program. If you do the 5-in-1 ish, you might lose pounds ish. But if if you're moderate, if you're changing the program, you may change your results. And I have opted not to do that. I've also talked about the difference between taking a road trip and taking an airplane to get to the same destination. You can alter the program and still get to the destination. It's like taking a road trip, right? It's going to take you 4 or 5 days to drive across the country. Whereas if you take a plane, you can be there in just a few hours. I would much rather take the plane than take the road trip. So that's what I have done to accomplish my purpose. So speaking of that, let me tell you how I did this week. So I lost a pound and I lost a half an inch. So that's 147.2 pounds and 75.5 inches. So that's what I have lost in the 64 weeks that I have been on the program. So I'm really excited about that. I was hoping for a little bit more, but aren't we all? But still, a pound a week is average. So the fact that I'm still losing that average most of the time is really good for me. I'm excited about that. So hoping that I will get a little closer to my ultimate goal. I'm still about 5.5 pounds, 5-ish pounds away from that. Maybe I'll get there, who knows? But that's what I did this week. Next week, I probably will take a good amount of time to talk about some things that I have learned along the way. And then the following week will be the end of my last week on weight loss, right before I start transition. And I probably that week will talk about some of the physical changes that I have experienced in those 66 weeks that it will be. But one thing that has really jumped out at me this week is the need for taking personal responsibility for your person. I think a lot of times we blame our weight on our parents, the way we were raised, the food that we were given to eat, the situation, the stress, and a lot of those things, yes, do contribute to our weight and our childhood experiences kind of set us up for the future a lot of times. But as adults, and I would assume that most of you watching these videos are adults, we have to start taking responsibility for where we are today and stop blaming it on the past and the things that you have experienced. And when you are on a program, whether it's Optavia or Weight Watchers or Whole30 or GoLo or whatever the case may be, whatever you are doing to try to lose weight, if you treat anything simply as a diet, as a way to lose weight, that is all that you will do. You will lose the weight, and then you'll stop the program and you'll put the weight back on. I know you know what I'm talking about because we've all done it. We've been on diets, we've lost weight, we've gone off diets, we've gained weight, and a lot of times gained weight and then some. And that's because we go on diets that we think of as temporary. This is just temporary. It's going to end eventually. But what I have decided and what I have realized, and one thing that they really do try to ingrain in you if you work through the life book, if you read the Habits of Health book, is that Optavia, or any weight loss program, really can't be just a weight loss program. It has to be a lifestyle change. You have to determine that there are things that you used to do, that you used to eat, that got you to where you were or where you are, that are not contributing to your health. I've talked about this many times, but I'll talk about it again. It really is you really have to accept the fact that you can't go back to doing what you did before. I can't go back to eating fast food. I just can't. I can't go back to eating, a big plate full of pasta. That's just not going to be my future if I want to keep off the weight that I have taken off. I just have to be more conscious of what I put in my body. I've also learned, I think one of the reasons why this program has worked really well for me is that my body functions really well when I feed it small amounts multiple times a day. So that's what this program does, is you're eating 6 times a day. Gradually, I will increase the calories in most of those other 5 time slots. Right now, I'm eating about 100 calories in those 5 fueling periods. I will gradually increase those calories as I transition off of their fuelings and onto real foods and start replacing some of those fuelings and eventually all of those fuelings with real food. I will also be increasing the calories that I'm eating, so that I'm probably going to be eating anywhere from 1,800 to 2,000 calories a day, maybe. I'm thinking 18 is probably going to be right where I fit really well, which is almost twice what I'm eating right now. With that, I know that I'm going to have to increase my movement, otherwise increase calories. With no increased movement means increased weight. So I know that I have to start moving and working on developing some muscle tone. And I said I will talk more about some of the physical changes in a couple of weeks, but in particular, one thing is when I have lost close to 150 pounds right now and have been overweight for a very long time. I haven't been at this weight in probably 30 years at least. There's a lot of loose skin, and the front of my thighs when I stand look like the legs of the saggy baggy elephant, so that's fun. Upper arms, lots of extra skin there, just stomach area, lots of extra skin, just wrinkly, crinkly, saggy, not looking really pretty. And some of that may reduce with time, maybe with lotions and potions, I don't know. But I also know that building some muscle will help a little bit with that. Of course, there's plastic surgery, but it's expensive, and I'm not sure that I really want to go that route. But that is a possibility, especially sometimes it's medically necessary to have some of that extra skin removed. But it's also in taking personal responsibility, and this is again where that kind of plays in for me, is I know that I did this to myself. I allowed myself to get to the point where I needed to lose 150 pounds. I allowed myself to live at that weight for a long period of time, and with choices there are consequences. That's something that we taught our children. That's a concept that we need to remember ourselves, is that the choices that we make always have consequences. Some of the consequences are great, and some of them are not so great. And this is one of the not so great consequences of a choice that I made. And sometimes we have to live with those consequences because there's financially not a way out of it, or there is physically not a way out of it. We just have to sometimes live with those consequences as a reminder and as an encouragement to not put yourself back into that situation again. And I don't mean that as that it's a punishment, because it's not really a punishment, it's just a consequence. And there are things that you can do to deal with it, that you can, wear long sleeves and don't wear shorts and don't wear bikinis, which I wouldn't have done anyway. But there are just things that you can do to combat that and to just celebrate the success and the positives, focus on those positive things, and know that, the negative things are not really that big of a deal. At least they are not for me. So that's what I have kind of focused on this week, and that I'm focusing on as I work my way through just 2 more weeks on this program. I am so encouraged by all of you who do reach out and tell me that my journey has encouraged yours, and that these videos have been so helpful to you. And I love to hear that. So continue to reach out to me, continue to leave me those thumbs up, subscribe, share my videos, tell people about the channel, encourage them to subscribe as well, and continue on your journey to becoming a healthier you. If there's anything I can do to encourage you, please leave me comments in the comments box down below. Tell me what you're doing to lose weight, to get healthier, and leave me some words of positivity in that box. There's a few of you that I know, and I look forward to your comments almost every week. So please make sure that you do that. And until I see you next time, please live in the light.